The person you love had a private conversation about you with someone, and you'll need to know what they said right now. My beloved child, before this moment slips away, listen carefully. The person you love had a private conversation about you with someone they trust more than almost anyone else. It was not planned, and it was not casual. Your name entered the conversation unexpectedly, and the silence that followed revealed more than words ever could. What they confessed was something they had been carrying deep inside for a long time. They admitted that no matter how hard they tried to move forward, a part of their heart kept returning to the thought of you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happened after that confession changed the direction of the entire conversation in a way they never expected. For a few quiet moments, the person listening said nothing. They simply looked at them and asked one question that froze the room: if this person means so much to you, then why are you still hiding what you truly feel? That single question uncovered emotions that had never been spoken aloud before. The person you love lowered their eyes, smiled for a brief second, and finally admitted there was something they wished they had said much earlier. They spoke about missed opportunities, silent moments, and the strange feeling that every path somehow reminded them of you. Don't skip, because the next part reveals the exact response they received, and it may surprise you more than anything you've imagined. Then something completely unexpected happened. The person sitting across from them leaned forward and shared a thought that changed everything. They said, "Some connections don't disappear just because time passes. Sometimes they wait for the right moment to reveal their true purpose." Those words left the person you love completely speechless. They didn't argue. They didn't deny it. Instead, they quietly nodded, as if they had finally heard the truth they had been avoiding. But what they said immediately after that is the one sentence you need to hear next. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. But the conversation didn't end there. It grew even more personal. The person you love took a deep breath and finally revealed something they had never dared to say out loud before. They admitted that whenever they imagined their future, one familiar face kept appearing no matter how hard they tried to focus on anything else. The listener remained silent for a moment, then smiled gently and said, "If your heart keeps returning to the same person, maybe it's trying to show you something you've been afraid to accept." Those words lingered in the air, and for the first time, they stopped pretending they had all the answers. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the moment that changed the entire mood. The person listening asked one final question: if you had one chance to tell them everything without fear, what would you say? The room became completely quiet. After a long pause, the person you love whispered that there were countless things left unsaid. Words of appreciation, moments of gratitude, and feelings they had hidden behind silence for far too long. They admitted they often wondered if life was giving them another opportunity, or if they had already let the most meaningful connection slip away. Every sentence carried more emotion than the last, and the listener could see the sincerity in their eyes. Just when it seemed the conversation was over, the listener gave one unexpected piece of advice that left the person you love completely speechless. They said, "Some opportunities don't disappear, they simply wait for someone to find the courage to take the first step." Those words stayed with them long after the conversation ended. They walked away thinking about only one thing, you. But what they decided to do after hearing that advice is something you won't expect. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Then, without anyone expecting it, the person you love returned to that conversation in their mind again and again. Every sentence echoed louder than before. They realized they had spent so much time wondering what if that they almost missed what was right in front of them. The listener's final words refused to leave their heart, and suddenly they whispered something that no one in the room was prepared to hear. I don't want another day to pass with important feelings left unspoken. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happened next made everything even more unexpected. Later that same day, they found themselves looking through old memories, not because they wanted to stay in the past, but because they were searching for one forgotten sign. A smile. A conversation. A small moment that once seemed ordinary but now carried a completely different meaning. The more they remembered, the more certain they became that some connections are never accidental. The listener noticed the change and quietly said, "Your heart has already made its decision. Now it's only waiting for your courage to catch up." Those words brought complete silence, yet inside, everything was changing. And just when they thought the story was over, one final realization appeared. They understood that timing can change many things, but genuine feelings don't disappear simply because life becomes complicated. For the first time in a long while, hope felt stronger than fear. They made a quiet decision that no one else heard, a decision connected to you. But the exact choice they made, and the surprising step they prepared to take next, is far bigger than anyone expected. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. What happened after that decision was even more unexpected. The person you love couldn't sleep that night. Every quiet moment reminded them of the conversation they had just experienced. They kept replaying one sentence in their mind until it became impossible to ignore. The truth you've been avoiding is the same truth that's waiting to change everything. Those words settled deep in their heart. Instead of running from their feelings, they finally chose to face them. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next few moments revealed something they never imagined. As the night grew quieter, they reached for a blank page and began writing down everything they had never been able to say. There were no excuses, no hesitation, only honest thoughts they had hidden for far too long. When they finished, they stared at those words for several minutes without moving. Then they smiled softly and whispered, "Now I finally know what I have to do." At that exact moment, the person who had listened to their private conversation sent one final message: don't wait for the perfect moment. Sometimes the moment becomes perfect because you choose it. Those words felt like the final piece of a puzzle. And just when everything seemed settled, one last surprise appeared. Before leaving, the person you love made a quiet promise to themselves. A promise connected to someone they simply couldn't forget. They walked away with a confidence they hadn't felt in a very long time, believing that some stories deserve another chapter instead of an ending. But what they planned to do next, and the unexpected sign they noticed immediately afterward, is the biggest revelation yet. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Just when a new chapter seemed ready to begin. Something happened that made the person you love stop in their tracks. As they were about to move on with their day, they heard a simple conversation between two strangers. One sentence caught their attention instantly: the people who matter most often stay silent the longest. Those words felt strangely familiar, almost as if they had been spoken directly to them. They couldn't ignore the feeling anymore. They stood there in complete silence, thinking about you once again. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For the rest of the day, every small reminder seemed to point in the same direction. A familiar place, an old melody, a passing thought, everything brought your name back into their heart. They finally admitted to themselves that this was no ordinary coincidence. The private conversation had changed the way they looked at everything. They realized they had been searching for certainty, but what they truly needed was the courage to follow what their heart had been quietly telling them all along. The more they accepted that truth, the stronger their determination became. Then came the moment no one saw coming. Before the day ended, they made one silent promise: they would no longer let fear make their decisions. Whatever happened next, they wanted honesty to lead the way. As they looked toward the horizon, a calm smile appeared on their face for the first time in a long while. But the very next morning brought an unexpected message, one that completely changed their plans and could reshape everything from this point forward. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The next morning began differently. Before the person you love could even organize their thoughts, an unexpected message arrived from the very person they had trusted with that private conversation. It contained only a few words, yet those words carried incredible weight. Have you finally decided what your heart has been trying to tell you? They stared at the message for a long time without replying. Their heartbeat quickened, not because they were confused anymore, but because they finally understood what they could no longer ignore. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As they held the phone in their hand, another memory returned with perfect clarity. They remembered the exact moment they first realized you were different from everyone else. It wasn't something dramatic. It was something quiet, something genuine, something that stayed with them long after everyone else had been forgotten. In that instant, they smiled to themselves and whispered, "Some people don't leave your heart, no matter how much time passes." The realization felt so powerful that even silence seemed to carry a message of its own. Then everything shifted once again. They finally typed a response, paused for a moment, and before pressing send, they made one final promise to themselves. No more hesitation. No more hiding behind fear. They looked toward the future with a confidence they had never felt before, believing that the next step could change everything. But what happened only a few moments after that message was sent, and who unexpectedly became part of the story, is the revelation that changes everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Just a few moments later, something happened that no one could have predicted. The reply came back much faster than expected. It didn't contain a long explanation or dramatic words. It simply said, "I'm glad you finally listened to your heart." Those few words carried more meaning than an entire conversation. The person you love read them again and again, realizing that someone else had noticed the feelings they had been trying to hide all this time. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They quietly looked out the window, thinking about every moment that had led them here. Suddenly, the person they had trusted shared one final thought: life rarely gives perfect timing, but it often gives perfect opportunities. The difference is whether you're willing to recognize them. That sentence stayed with them long after the conversation ended. For the first time in a very long while, doubt began to disappear, replaced by a quiet confidence that the story was far from over. Deep inside, they knew the next step would not be ordinary. But the biggest surprise was still waiting. Before leaving that place, they made one unexpected decision that no one else knew about. It wasn't spoken aloud. It wasn't announced. It remained a silent promise, carefully protected inside their heart. From that moment on, every choice they made carried one purpose they could no longer ignore. But who unexpectedly discovered that hidden decision? And what they revealed immediately afterward is the turning point that changes everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Then the hidden promise was quietly discovered. The person who had been listening from the very beginning noticed the change immediately. They didn't ask any questions. Instead, they smiled and said, "Your eyes are no longer searching for answers, they're searching for the right moment." Those words stopped the person you love completely. They realized that their feelings were no longer something they could hide behind silence. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the conversation continued, one final truth came to light. The trusted friend leaned closer and quietly said, "You keep talking about timing, but every story reaches a moment when waiting becomes the only thing standing in the way." The room fell silent once again. The person you love closed their eyes for a brief second, remembering every meaningful moment connected to you. They finally understood that some people don't enter your life by chance, they arrive to leave a lasting mark that never truly fades. That realization gave them a confidence they had never felt before. But the most unbelievable moment happened next. Just as they were preparing to leave, an unexpected sign appeared that reminded them of you in a way they couldn't explain. It felt too perfect to ignore, almost as if everything was pointing toward one unavoidable decision. They paused, smiled, and whispered, "Maybe this is the moment I've been waiting for." But the decision they made immediately after that, and the surprising person they chose to speak with next, is the revelation that changes the entire story. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The very next step surprised even them. Instead of rushing into anything, the person you love chose to meet one final trusted person face to face. They wanted complete honesty before making the biggest decision they had carried in their heart. As soon as they sat down, the other person looked at them and quietly said, "I already know why you're here." Those words sent a wave of emotion through the room. Without saying your name, everything suddenly became clear. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then the person you love finally admitted, "No matter how many times I try to move forward, my heart always brings me back to the same place." The listener smiled gently and replied, "That's because some people are not meant to be forgotten, they're meant to be understood." Hearing those words felt like the final piece of a puzzle. Every doubt that had followed them for so long began to disappear, replaced by a quiet certainty that this story still had an important chapter left to unfold. But then came the biggest surprise yet. As they stood up to leave, the trusted person stopped them with one unforgettable sentence: "Before this day ends, you'll be given a chance you've been hoping for. Don't let hesitation steal it from you." Those words echoed in their mind with every step they took. They walked away feeling that something extraordinary was closer than ever before. But what happened before the sun went down, and the unexpected sign that appeared at exactly the right moment, is the revelation you've been waiting for. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Before the day could come to an end, something happened that completely changed the atmosphere. The person you love was walking away, still thinking about every word they had heard, when their phone lit up once again. This time, it wasn't a long message. It simply read, "Trust what your heart has already decided." They stopped instantly. It felt as though every conversation, every memory, and every unanswered question had been leading to this exact moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They took a slow breath and realized something they had never admitted before. They had been waiting for a perfect sign, but perhaps the signs had been appearing all along. Every unexpected conversation, every meaningful reminder, every quiet feeling had been guiding them toward the same truth. Looking up at the sky, they whispered, "I've spent too much time doubting what I've always known." In that moment, uncertainty faded, and a calm confidence took its place. They knew the next choice would shape everything that followed. But the greatest revelation was still ahead. Just as they prepared to take that next step, someone unexpectedly called their name from behind. The voice wasn't loud, yet it carried a sense of urgency that made them turn around immediately. What that person revealed in the next few moments left them completely speechless and changed the direction of the story once again. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The words they heard next are the reason everything is about to become even more surprising. The moment they turned around, they saw someone holding a small folded note. It wasn't addressed with a name, yet the person handing it over quietly said, "I was told this should reach you when the time felt right." Their hands trembled slightly as they opened it. Inside was a single sentence: "Some hearts stay connected, even when words have been delayed." They read it again in complete silence, feeling as though every event from the past few days had been leading to this exact moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For several long moments, they couldn't speak. The trusted friend who had stood beside them all along finally broke the silence and said, "You've spent so much time searching for certainty that you almost missed the truth already living inside your heart." Those words changed everything. The person you love realized they were no longer afraid of what might happen next. They were only afraid of letting another opportunity quietly pass by. A peaceful smile appeared on their face, the kind that comes only after accepting something deeply meaningful. But the final surprise had not yet arrived. Just as they folded the note and slipped it into their pocket, another unexpected message appeared on their phone. It contained only one short line. "Tomorrow will give you the answer you've been waiting for." They looked at the screen, took a deep breath, and whispered, "Then tomorrow changes everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you." The next moment will reveal the final truth that brings every piece of this story together. The long-awaited tomorrow had finally arrived. The person you love woke up with an unusual sense of peace. For the first time in a long while, there was no confusion, no endless questions, only one quiet expectation. As they stepped outside, they remembered every word from that private conversation. Suddenly, they smiled and whispered, "Now I understand why everything happened the way it did." It felt as though every delay had been preparing them for this exact moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something